Whoa, 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 whoa. Artata, onge kumo. Artata, onge kumo. Onge kumo. Onge kumo. This is Wams. Whoa, 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 whoa. Mr. Classic.
I'm Honorable Barrister Awutah Philip, Member of Parliament for Momo West. Momo West is composed of Ngie and Awutah subdivisions, a Momo division, Northwest region of Cameroon. Actually, we have a Momo division, two constituencies, that is Momo West and Momo East. Momo East is made of Ngie and Batibo. Actually, the Momo West is the most enclave of the 5 subdivisions of Momo. Our main problem being the problem of road. And I think that we have been doing our best to make sure that this problem is solved. I've been working in collaboration with the Lord Mayor of Under Council, the Mayor of Widikum Council, the Mayor of Ngie Councils, and our permanent president of the CPDM Permanent Bureau of Momo, Madame Acha Rose, to make sure that we disenclave Momo West. Particularly in Ngie, we have not have many influential people that have come from there. This is the very first time we are having a Secretary General of Minade, who is from Ngie. Since the days of Abendong, who was a member of Parliament, and thereafter we have not had maybe people of influence coming from there. And that has accounted for the backwardness of the area. But in terms of personnel, we have so many intelligentials that are from Ngie. But unfortunately, because until recent that we had Madame Acharos, who have done a lot to empower most of the Ngie children that we have now. This situation has been the real problem for the backwardness of the area. And the other issue, you find that equally, Widikum is equally another enclave area, because you find only the Widikum Center that you may find a bit of accessibility. But going to like Busam, going to Ambele, all those areas are very, very enclave. There is still a lot to be done. If you go to Ngie subdivision, it's the same thing, it's just the headquarters that you may have a bit of accessibility. But if you go into the rest of the hinterland, the problem of roads, and that is why we have been fighting tooth and nail to ensure that this problem of road is taken care of. Ngie road has never been bad as we have now. Because of the crisis, that was about 2 years ago, the road was given on contract, but because of the fact that we had crisis, it was not possible for the contractor to execute the project. And because of that, the road got bad to an extent that we cannot imagine. The last time I went, that was 2 years ago, that was in Ngie. No, that was last year, that was in Ngie. I went there, but on a bike, just to tell you how bad the road is. And when I came back, we had to embark on serious campaign and lobbying to ensure that the road should be done. And thank God recently, a contract has been given already for a company to carry on the rehabilitation of the Ngie road. But unfortunately, the very contractor, because the contractor has been given equally the Ngie road, he started work on the Ngie road, and recently his equipment were burned. But we are leaving no stone unturned to ensure that they continue with that project. I want to take this opportunity to call on our brothers and sisters back at home that this road is going to serve all of us, whether in Jikwa or maybe from Bengui. So we want to discourage this act of vandalism that was perpetrated on the equipment of the contractor. And we want that this type of act should not repeat itself. We think that it is often said, where a road passes, development follows. You find it very difficult for our poor mothers who are back at home to carry their goods to the market. Ngie is actually the breadbasket of Momo. Oil comes from Ngie, cocoyams, everything that you can imagine that was feeding the markets in Bamenda were coming from Ngie. But today, this is virtually difficult. We are at the end of the market. People used to leave Bamenda and come to the market in their numbers. But now it is virtually difficult because of the problem of the road. And thank God, the government has listened to our cry and has awarded a contract for the construction of the road. So it is but natural that all of us have to put our hands together to ensure that this project is realized. You know, we have the giant oil mill, which is in Teze. We have been clamoring for many things to come. Gradually, they are coming. We recently have the electricity project, which has just been realized. We have a 3-phase electricity that's gotten to Teze, to the oil mill. Now we have the rehabilitation of the road. Once this is done, the next step will be for us to fight that the government should tar the road. Because once the oil mill goes operational, there will be need for the oil to be carried to the markets in Bamenda, Cameroon at large, and even out of the country. And that cannot be done without a good road. The mayor launched this issue before the contract was awarded. Because our interest was that we should not just fold our arms and sit and continue to wait on government when we don't know exactly when the issue of the rehabilitation of the road will come to fruition. That was why the mayor launched this project of trying to raise funds for us to make the road passable. No, but that notwithstanding that the road has been, the contract has been awarded, you know, there are so many bad spots. No matter whatever that will be done by whoever, as the contractor will grade the road, but when it rains, there are some spots that more work must still be done on it. Because we had an intention that most of the difficult spots, particularly the Scanwater stretch, there's here at Kolunayambu, another one around by air. If we can even concrete those areas, so that while we'll be fighting and waiting that they can tar the road can remain passable. So the issue of contribution is still very necessary because we think that the grading of the road is not going to solve the road problem permanently. Actually, you have to take into consideration who is at the head of the project. We are now in a digital world, so that contributions are done and everybody knows how much comes out, and they need to explain to people how they use the money. I don't think that we are in the years past that everything was done manually and it became very difficult for people to even know how much they raise and how it's very difficult for them to control how the money is used. But I think that now this is not the situation. At least the committee that was put in place involve the president of Nkada, who is the representative of the cultural associations that we have in Ngie. There is the president of the Funds Union who is equally involved before we have the council. So we think that with this type of joint effort, there will be more transparency. When I became national president of Nkada, I did a lot to bridge the gap between the issue of Ngiechung and Ngieko. And our main problem was this problem of the seat of our subdivision. That was what actually brought the divide, because the people down, the down Ngie people, were of the opinion that the seat should be but in Teze, while the upper section said naturally the center of Ngie has always been Andek, and they thought that it should be there. But I think that after this problem was solved, we have done a lot to make sure that we are together. We know things like that, politicians will always want to exploit them. But we have tried to discourage everybody who want to bring that issue to limelight. Ngie is one, and we need to work together to build Ngie. Once we are divided, many things will go wrong. I'm happy that the youths are now following that path without that division of whether you come from the upper section. It is by geography that have brought an upper part and a downer part of Ngie that should not be used as a divisive tendency to rob the interest of development which we have for Ngie subdivision. One of my brother's politicians used to say that it is when the water is turbulent and dirty that you can catch a big fish. So this is an opportunity that we need to exploit. We are an enclave constituency, and the government is paying a lot of attention to most of the areas in the northwest and southwest now. So I think this is an opportunity for us to harvest the development that we want. The man who is dancing will not know whether he's dancing well. The spectators are the ones that see whether he's following the rhythm of the music or not. And so if we as leaders we are going astray, it is for them to draw our attention, and so that we'll go forward to do things that will please the population. And that is my objective of being in Parliament, to satisfy the people of Ngie, Njikwa, and Widikum. I pray that by the time my term of office will be ending, we must have achieved a lot for this constituency. All I need is collaboration from all the political actors, that we should work together and everything will move well. Yeah, actually, when you came and launched this project, I've told Ngie people that it is an opportunity for us to exploit. And I want to first of all commend your effort, because you have done a lot to bring the youths together, not only in the music field, but we are discovering a new form of enthusiasm that is growing within the Ngie youths today. And we want that all of us, not only Ngie, you have to expand to the other two subdivisions, and equally, why not Momo, Northwest, and Cameroon at large? And I will call on the Ngie elites, all our elites, to give their support to this project. And I will encourage you and your team not to relent your effort, because everything is what people want, is what people encourage, is what people are clamoring for better days. So I just plead with you that though it may be slow, for the support to come. But with time, people will see the importance of what you are doing. And I'm using this medium again to call on all the Ngie elites to throw their weight behind you and your team to make this project a reality.
Artata onge kumo, artata onge kumo, onge kumo, onge kumo. This is Wams, Mr. Classic.